Hi everyone, this is the tutorial for End of the World. My name's Billy from Piano and Pies. Let's get stuck straight in. So in order to play this song the easiest, we need a capo on the first fret. If you're in need of a capo, there is a link to one in the description below, so feel free to check that out. However, we're going to dig in with the start of the song, where we have 3 chords. And we'll start off by working out what those chords are, and then we'll go on to the strumming and structure afterwards. Now, the first chord we need is a C major chord, which is 3 on the A string. This is in reference to the capo. 2 on the D, an open G, 1 on the B, and an open E. We don't need the lower E string for this, so miss that one out. The second chord we need is an F major chord. F major is 3 on the D, 2 on the G, 1 on the B and E. And we'll not play the E or the A strings for that. The final chord we need for the introduction is a G major chord, that being 3 on the E string, 2 on the A, 0, 0, 0 on the D, G and B, with a 3 on the high E string. If you're familiar with G with 3 on the B string, then feel free to play that one as well. There's no real difference, so yeah, go with whichever G chord you're most comfortable with. So those 3 chords are going to get us through the introduction. And in terms of how long we play them for on the strumming, here we go. So we'll start off with that C major chord, and we're going to play that for 2 lots, 2 bars. And what I'm doing is basically playing down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up for every bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, as there's no obvious guitar parts in a lot of this song, we can come up with whatever strumming pattern we like. And this is what I think works really well for this introduction. And what I'm going to do, every time I change chord, I'm going to have a very quick down up, like this. You can hear that da-dum going between one chord and the next. And after that C, you play F for 2 lots. So it goes from C to F. We then go back to C, and then we have a short change of F for a bar and G for a bar. So what I'm going to do is play through that introduction once without me talking, so you can see how it all fits together. Now, at that point, we have the first verse, where things are ever so slightly different. So it's worth mentioning that if you want the chord chart for this song, which has all of the chords with the full structure in the correct order, as well as a second sheet with the chords and the lyrics matched up. So let's say you're singing along or you're playing along and you need to know which chord goes with which lyric, head on over to Patreon. I've got you covered. For the price of a coffee, you get access to not only this song, but a bunch of other of Miley songs. In fact, well over 500 songs at this point of the latest releases. In fact, the people on the screen, and there's well over 100 of us now. If you watch any of my videos, normally I have a static picture of everyone's names. They have to scroll now, because there's that many I can't fit them on the screen. They will get access to that content straight away, so yeah, feel free to check that out. However, let's dig back in with that first verse. And the first verse is a little bit quieter, so I'm going to palm mute the chords. You can either just strum it like normal, or palm mute it like I am. All I mean by palm muting is taking this part of your hand, resting it just off the saddle, the bridge, and playing like this. And the first part of the verse is C to F. So C for 2 bars and F for 2 bars. We then repeat ourselves almost. So it'll go C, and then F, and then we're going to have 2 strums of D minor, and you're going to accent them. Now D minor is a 0 on the D string, 2 on the G, a 3 on the B, and a 1 on the high E string. Most people do play D minor like this, with that finger on fret 3. Again, just choose whichever finger and you find easiest. More than likely, you'll find that one the best, but for me, I prefer that version. So I'll just play through that verse again without me talking. So now we are at the pre-chorus, where things change yet again. So it might be worth checking out that link to everything on Patreon so you can get everything right out without having to try and memorise it or make any mistakes by writing it down yourself. But the pre-chorus starts off with G major. Going to D minor, then F, then you've got that D minor stab part like we saw in the end of the verse. Then it continues with G major, E minor, and then we have 2 bars of nothing. You could play an F major chord. F major would fit there, but there's no real instrumentation. It's mostly just Miley singing. So yeah, we have no chords there. And E minor was a new chord for us. And E minor is an open E, 2, 2 on the A and D strings, and 0 on the remaining. So again, I'm going to play through the full pre-chorus without me talking. We then get to the chorus, and the great thing about the chorus is that it is exactly the same as the introduction. So we have C to F, going to C, then F and G. And now looking over to my notes, we have a lot of repetition. There is a second verse, which is exactly the same as the first verse. We then have a pre-chorus, which is almost the same as the first pre-chorus. Now, in the first pre-chorus, we had 2 bars of silence. In this one, there's an F chord and a D minor. Let me play through the full pre-chorus for you, so you know what we're doing. G, G again, D minor, F, D minor, G, E minor, then F, and D minor. So yeah, an absolute ton of chords going on in that pre-chorus. But yeah, over on Patreon, those sheets are there and you can just follow it along nice and easily. At that point, we have a chorus, and the chorus is just the same as the first one. However, after that, there's a bit of a post-chorus. Now, the post-chorus does change. We have another new chord, an A minor chord. That's going to start off this new section. To play A minor, we have an open A, 2, 2 on the D and G, 1 on the B, and an open E. We don't play the low E string for this one. And the full post-chorus has 4 chords to it: A minor, D minor, F major, G major. So, there's even more new parts to come. Looking over to the notes once more, we have a bridge section. Now, the bridge section is where things kind of chill out a little bit. We kind of have this chord that just keeps looping round, and it's a G major chord. We're going to play this G major chord 4 times in a row, and it's quite quiet. And then, when the vocals come back in, we play A minor, F, and 2 lots of G. So yeah, this part is a lot of G chords 4 times round, then A minor to F, G, and then G again, and we loop those 4 chords round 4 times. The ending is in sight. We are almost at the end of the song. We have one more chorus, thankfully, same as all the other choruses. 2 lots of C, 2 lots of F, 2 lots of C, 2 lots of F. We then have a post-chorus, same as the previous post-chorus. Then there's a small outro, and the outro is just chugging away on C major for 4 bars. So there we go, that's everything you need to get through this song. If you found it useful, please do like and subscribe. I am insanely close to 6,000 subscribers, so hopefully I'll get there very soon. And if you are interested in that extra material, just like the people on the screen are, then head on over to Patreon. These guys are my Patreons, and like I said earlier, I can't fit them on the screen, so I have to now use this scrolly method, which was a new editing technique that I had to get used to. But yeah, thanks to them for their support, thanks to you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.